Good evening, weirdos. If you're just joining me, I'm still having trouble with my live stream health. It slowed down for a few seconds, but it seems to be picking back up. I'm going to go ahead and start my pre-show. Enjoy this episode of That's Incredible. See you soon.
Tonight, a gunshot solves a medical mystery. What are these people looking at? You'll be amazed. This ski jump is very beautiful and spectacular, and obviously too dangerous for you to try.
With a lot more that's incredible. Tonight, something more than incredible, something impossible. The temperature of this molten aluminum is 1,600 degrees. Now, the temperature of Mike Sharkozzy's hand is 98.6. Tonight, you'll see Mike pass his hand through a stream of molten metal.
I'm Fran Tarkenton. With a question that has intrigued people for years. Will identical twins separated at infancy grow up different or alike? Tonight we'll meet a pair of twins named Jim who were separated for 39 years.
I'm Kathy Lee Crosby. In certain parts of the world, the cockroach is a gourmet delight. But these are New York cockroaches. And tonight we're going to tell you everything you always wanted to know about the cockroach, and probably a little more.
It's not incredible for a man to jump out of a plane at 12,000 feet.
But Steve Baker's going to jump out of this plane backwards.
And handcuffed.
And in a police restraining jacket.
That's incredible. And there'll be a lot more that's incredible on...
That's Incredible.
That's Incredible.
What we're going to look like when we get old is a subject that interests all of us.
Conceptual artist Nancy Burson has been experimenting with a technique that would project the human face any number of years into the future.
With a camera attached to a computer, she was able to demonstrate changes involved in the aging process.
Here's a sample of Nancy Burson's remarkable technique.
This young lady is 19, and we're going to watch her age by a number of decades.
You know, the computer has a sophisticated program which is able to literally age younger features before our eyes.
This young man is 28. He didn't believe he'd age like this, but when he saw the final picture, he said it looked like his grandfather.
Pretty soon, Nancy Burse's machine will be available to the general public.
Does it go backwards as well as forwards?
Absolutely.
I choose backwards. You know, you would think that being one of the most disliked creatures on the face of the earth, the cockroach would be extinct by now.
But he isn't. In fact, the cockroach has been around virtually unchanged for 300 million years. One of nature's true success stories.
And while cockroaches are disgusting to us, they're the delight of entomologists, those who study insects.
They are an animal that's very easy to study. They're the type of animal that can answer a lot of questions, although it took several years of nightmares for me to get used to working with these creatures.
The sight of a bunch of cockroaches is enough to send chills down nearly anyone's spine. But in a rooftop greenhouse at New York's Museum of Natural History, cockroaches are the object of a special study by entomologist Dr. Betty Faber.
I'm in this greenhouse because it is filled with wild cockroaches. How do you go about studying wild cockroaches? Well, you do have to come in and look at them a lot at nighttime, but you really can't tell them apart. So I'm here to label the cockroaches. You may think that this is just a filthy mayonnaise jar. To me, it's a cockroach trap. I usually put a little piece of rotten or rotting banana in the bottom. It has a really delightful odor, at least as far as cockroaches are concerned. They crawl up the side of the jar, they fall in to get the rotten banana, and then they can't get out because I have put Vaseline around the inside lip. I'm now going to put adhesive labels on it, one on the top part and one on the wing. By looking at loose roaches, I've learned all sorts of things. I've learned that males and females act very differently at night. Females go in a lot earlier than males, and males seem to just sort of hang around after midnight. I've learned that cockroaches tend to stay in one particular spot. I was rather surprised to learn this. I thought they would be all over the place. But you can go back night after night and find your same numbered individuals in the very same locations. I'll show you a few of my more popular experimental animals. This one, perhaps, is my favorite. These are feeling rather frisky today. These are the hissing cockroach from Madagascar. It goes under the scientific name of Grampheta portentosa. You may be able to hear this little one hissing. These particular animals are favorite pets for entomologists because they're quite harmless, and many people find them very frightening, so you can scare all of your colleagues with these cockroaches. This is your common garden variety cockroach, the cockroach that occurs in just about everybody's kitchen, at least in the city of New York and many places in the Northeast. Cockroaches are a nice little bundle of fat and protein that make a very attractive source of food for a lot of animals. I've never thought that cockroaches were really attractive as a food source, but there are people in the world that eat them. I have heard that in the Far East, people stuff cockroaches with all this spicy stuff and then serve them live on a platter and catch them with their chopsticks. Cockroaches have a rather interesting sex life that tends to make them even more difficult to get rid of. Female cockroaches, when they first molt, produce this odor that male cockroaches think is just wonderful. Eventually, the male backs into a female, and they are mated. He gives her a supply of sperm that may last 4 or 5 months, or may last her entire adult life. Therefore, if you get rid of the males in the population, you don't cure the problem at all, because one male around just once can make the females fertile almost forever. People are always surprised to learn that cockroaches are really pretty clean animals. They're covered with this exoskeleton, and on this exoskeleton are little spikes and pores, and it is through these pores that they really perceive the world. Therefore, it behooves them to keep themselves clean, and they're constantly cleaning themselves. Generally, they are about as dirty as their surroundings. If your house is absolutely filthy, your cockroaches will be absolutely filthy. The great thing about working with roaches is they're cheap and they're plentiful, and when they die, you just throw them away. There goes $2.79.
After seeing that piece of film, we want to know more about cockroaches, and we were sure you would too. So we invited an expert, entomologist, Dr. Betty Faber. Betty, you brought some wonderful samples with you today. Why do you study cockroaches?
Well, I love to study cockroaches because I don't have to come in on the weekend to water them. And for me, that's just great.
Why are cockroaches such a successful species?
Because they happen to like the same things that people like. At least these few species of cockroaches do.
Like what?
Nice, warm apartments, an occasional empty beer can. They love those things.
Could we take some out? Would you?
Okay, I brought a whole slew of cockroaches, all different kinds.
We can see that.
This particular one is the one from Madagascar that was on that film.
Yes.
Now, here's one for you.
Yeah, that's nice.
It makes a real hissing sound.
I don't like spiders and snakes.
No, you don't have to make it angry.
Sounds. I never knew that.
Can you
These
hear
are
that
from
sound?
Samoa.
These are from Madagascar.
Here,
From Madagascar.
Here, Fran, here.
Oh, I get to hold them too? Oh, that's true. Oh.
Okay, got it.
Oh, he's right there.
Now, what?
He's a trooper. What are these little bugs in here?
Well, now, this was a blessed event. One of the mother cockroaches in this particular jar, her egg case hatched on the plane on the way over here. So these are baby cockroaches.
Oh, that's amazing. Look at that.
How many do they have at a time?
This particular kind has 32 babies in an egg case.
For sure. Well, this is lovely, and I really like to thank you. Yes, no, I really like the little devils. They're real cute. I really think
Nobody's ever said that about my research before.
When That's Incredible comes back, you'll find out how it feels to meet the twin brother you've been separated from for 39 years.
And you'll see Steve Baker parachute from a plane at 12,000 feet. He'll be handcuffed and in a police restraining jacket. If he cannot escape within 28 seconds, he will not be able to pull the ripcord.
To find out just how identical twins are, we invited identical twins to be with us.
Would you welcome, please, Joanne and Jean Long. Joanne and Jean. Joanne and Jean?
No.
Jean and Jean. Come.
I eat more.
Do you exercise more?
Yeah, I'm on a gymnastics team, so.
You get more exercise?
Yeah.
Yes.
She eats.
All right. We're talking about 2 or 3 pounds, right, I assume? Yeah.
No. Oh, my God.
How to nail your sister.
Story of my
on
live stream health is failing.
The whole thing here about twins feeling pain, if one person feels it. Have you ever experienced that?
Yeah.
You have?
Please be
When
patient.
I got my
It seems to be
tonsils
on the
out,
way
she would
down.
feel it. I had a sore throat for about 2 days.
But you didn't have to have your tonsils
No.
out.
No.
Do you ever play tricks on your friends? Like Joanne would go and meet the guy, and then next time Jean would show up?
Yeah. If she didn't like the guy and I did, I'd go, and she'd stay home.
Wouldn't that be, that's a fantasy. Wouldn't that be great? About the only way to measure the relative importance of heredity and environment is to study twins, especially when they've been separated.
This happens very rarely, but last year, a set of identical twins who had been separated at the age of 5 weeks found each other after 39 years.
Which is the strongest factor, heredity or environment? Were the twins the same? Were they different?
At his home in Dayton, Ohio, a man tells us a little bit about himself.
My name is James Springer. I was born in Pickaway, Ohio on August 19th, 1939.
In Elida, Ohio, another man tells of his life.
My name is James Edward Lewis. I was born in Pickaway, Ohio on August 19th, 1939. I've been married twice. My first wife's name was Linda. My second wife's name was Betty. I have been married 3 times. My first wife was Linda. My second wife was Betty. And my present wife is Sandy. I have 2 adopted brothers, one by the name of Larry and one by the name of Gary. I have 2 adopted brothers, one named Larry and the other one named Tim. I have 1 son that is named James Allen Lewis. I have a son named James Allen. I was in high school. My favorite subject was math. The best school subject I had was math. My favorite place to vacation is St. Petersburg, Florida. Favorite spot for vacationing was St. Petersburg Beach, Florida. I've had law enforcement training and various types of training in law enforcement. I went to a law enforcement school and did some special courses with the State Patrol Academy. My favorite hobbies is carpentry and blueprinting. My hobbies are carpentry and blueprinting. Presently, I have a dog named Toy. When I was a child, I had a pet dog by the name of Toy. My favorite drink is Miller's Light and Pepsi. And the thing that I smoke most of all is a filtered cigarette. I smoke a filtered cigarette, and I drink Miller's Light beer. I have trouble with high blood pressure. Other than that, I have good health. I have high blood pressure, but other than that, my health's good.
When Jim Lewis was being adopted, his mother overheard someone say they named the other little boy Jim, too. Now, for many years, the remark tugged at her, and from time to time, she'd suggest that, why doesn't Jim find out if he did indeed have a twin?
And finally, Jim did. Last year, he contacted the court where his adoption papers were filed. Jim Springer's parents were then contacted.
They told their Jim about the call, and a few days later, an emotional reunion took place. Today, Jim Springer and his family make frequent visits to the home of their new relatives. The two families have grown ever closer. They found that they share many common interests and have developed between them a powerful bond of love. This is especially true for the reunited brothers. Both had always felt in their lives a certain undefinable lack.
Now, there's always been something all my life missing. It just wasn't quite complete. And until after the first time we met, and I never had that feeling since. And when we met one another, it was not like he was meeting a stranger for the first time. It was really a brotherly feeling.
There is evidence of telepathic powers.
Here a couple weeks ago, Jim was supposed to come up to my house, and I knew he wasn't going to make it up. For some reason, I just had a feeling he wasn't going to make it. And the night before that he was supposed to come up, he called and said he was sick and he couldn't make it.
We were on our way up here one Sunday afternoon, and Jim's shoulder started hurting him. And when we got here, Jim had told us that he had sprained his shoulder at work.
There's been several incidents like little things. You know, it does make you wonder if there isn't something there.
Everyone in both families has found that their lives have been somehow enriched.
Both sides of the families get along just beautiful. It's really amazing how everyone does get along, just like one big happy family. Everyone just found a whole new family.
For Jim and for his brother, the experience of reuniting has been a source of incredible joy.
What about you, ma'am? Do you believe identical twins are totally alike?
I most certainly do.
Huh. How about you?
No way. She's always wrong.
We were recently told about a very unusual building. You won't believe the weird way that it attracts customers.
And if that doesn't whet your appetite, we might mention that it also involves 50 tons of creeping, crawling concrete.
There's something incredible here that's catching people's eyes.
Wow. I don't know. I've never seen anything like that before.
That's incredible.
We're at the Arden Way Shopping Center in Sacramento, California. Here, there's an unusual building that doesn't seem to have any windows or any doors. One corner of the building looks like it might have been damaged. Bricks have an appearance of a slightly darker shade of gray, and 4 of them are mysteriously missing. Nearly every day, at a little before 10 a.m., people can be seen there just waiting for something to happen.
Hey, it is opening! Look! It's opening!
This 50-ton notch of sliding concrete is the world's most incredible door. It's the entrance to the Best Products building, a catalog showroom.
I've never seen a building do this before, not a store anyway. Not this early in the morning.
every evening at 9 o'clock. The door puts the building to bed. With time-lapse photography, the 3-minute process takes place in a matter of seconds.
At the end of our show last week, we told you that Steve Baker was going to pull off an incredible escape.
And I'm sure you're all wondering how he made out. So here's the incredible story as it took place near Lake Elsinore, California.
Steve Baker, one of the world's most daring escape artists, is about to risk his life. But first, he must give his parachute a final close check.
The cameras are nearly ready. And for all involved, the tension of anticipation is beginning to build.
All right, Bobby. About ready to do this? Ready. Okay, Bob. Can you turn around here? Take off the cape.
Soon, Steve Baker will make a death-defying free-fall parachute jump. His equipment, however, will not be completely standard. He will leave the plane handcuffed.
In order to open his parachute, Steve will first have to free himself from the handcuffs while falling through space.
Once his parachute is completely strapped on, the handcuffs will be locked to his wrists. But that's just one of the things that Steve will have to contend with.
She all in? Yeah. Okay.
The handcuffs are locked on by a police officer.
Standard police cuffs. They have a double lock on them. One is the ratchet, which we just gripped. The other is the locking key on the back plate.
I now have been double locked into a set of handcuffs. He's now going to place a transport jacket over the top of this. This is a transport jacket. It's what they use to transport prisoners who are a lot of trouble. They handcuff them and place them in this very unit.
The constraining jacket is wrapped around Steve's body as tightly as is physically possible.
The moment of truth is drawing closer.
As the plane gradually ascends to an altitude of 12,000 feet, Steve's crew makes their final preparations for the daring jump. Everyone feels the tension now. Everyone but Steve.
The plane has nearly reached the critical altitude. Steve Baker must now face the greatest risk he has ever taken. If he succeeds, he will set a world's record that few will be eager to challenge. Part of Steve's crew will also jump. They'll stabilize his fall and film the event.
It's almost time to go. The plane is now in position. Once he leaves the plane, Steve Baker will have less than half a minute to free himself from the handcuffs and the restraining jacket, and then open his parachute.
If he doesn't do it in time, Steve could easily lose his life.
Steve Baker is about to risk his life. He is handcuffed and bound in a restraining jacket. Once he jumps, he'll have 28 seconds to free himself and then open his chute.
He's off. Two jumpers hold him to keep him from spinning. 10 seconds have elapsed. He still isn't out of the handcuffs. There, he's out. 10 seconds to go. He's got the jacket off, just in time. His life now depends on the parachute. He did it. Way to go, Steve.
On the ground, it's time for celebration.
Let's have some champagne! What can I say? That's incredible!
Not all of our stories deal with the sensational, the unexplained, and the unexplored. We're also interested in stories which deal with relationships. For instance, the incredible relationship between humans and dogs. Our next story is one of those. It's about a man named CC and a dog named Chester, and a medical miracle.
Chester began limping here for a couple of days, and we kept watching him, and he finally just fell down. When in fact, we thought he had a heart attack. He couldn't walk, he couldn't drag or anything, he just gave up. So we had to carry him and load him in the automobile, take him over to Dr. Ralston's. We didn't think we'd ever bring him back home. We thought he'd have to put him to sleep. We got over to the vet. We had to unload him, carry him in like a baby. And Dr. Ralston looked at him and said at once, well, we'll treat him with this aquapunch.
The story of Chester is that he came in a lot of pain and was totally paralyzed, his back end, and he had no control over his bowels or his kidneys. And the gentleman was very depressed about his chances of survival. So after I talked to him for a while about it, we decided to go ahead with acupuncture.
Okay, we're going to put these needles into these particular points. And the reason we use this particular point here is because Chester's problem is basically lack of circulation, circulation that's necessary to heal this. For example, this point we're treating right here is on the bladder meridian, and it's the kidney association point. It causes the animal to secrete his own cortisone to help in overcoming this condition. We're ready to start giving him from what we call microcurrent.
The ancient Chinese said, we have one disease, congestion, one cure, circulation. And if we look at that from the standpoint of acupuncture, we can see how we could take a point above a place where there was congestion and a point below a place where there was congestion, and then flowing energy back and forth between these 2 points. Then we have a very good chance to open this, break up the congestion and open up this channel of energy flow so that the body can cure itself. And that's what it's all about.
But you got him on his feet, and you got so he could stand. And then he got so he'd, if I hold his tail a little bit, he could walk, just really walk. He's kept improving, and he's doing real well. He's walking, he's running from one side of the yard to the other. We love the old dog.
At the end of every show, we ask you to let us know if you've seen or done anything incredible.
Well, the mail has been pouring in.
We received this letter from North Judson, Indiana. My name is Mike Sarkozy Jr., and I have a very incredible dad.
There's a lot of people that'll come up and hear about it and ask me if it's so. I tell them, but they still won't believe it. And about the only way they can believe it if they see it. And about the only way I can show it to them is to go through the procedure and let them see it, and then what they see is what they believe.
Mike Jr. continues, I've seen my dad do his little thing for years. Now this is it. He passes his bare hand through melted metal. He does this just for the fun of it, and I know he would enjoy doing it for your show.
A minute.
We're in Mike Sarkozy's foundry in Knox, Indiana. Mike is 62 and has worked in a foundry for over 40 years. In that time, he's learned a lot about handling molten metal and has gained a rare knowledge of its secrets. and its dangers.
All right, now I'm going to flash it to see if it's hot enough, and then we'll check it with the probe. All right. Looks good enough now. Let me check it with your pyrometer to see if the temperature's up there. She's about 1,400.
The younger men at the foundry have an enormous respect for Mike Charcosi's knowledge and experience. He can do things with red-hot molten metal, seemingly magical things, that few men would ever dare try.
Now, don't raise up yet. Okay, you get ready with your handle. Where's the safety pin? Okay.
The pot contains molten aluminum. Its temperature is 1,600 degrees Fahrenheit. It'll instantly set a stick on fire. But what about Mike's finger? Watch.
Let's see that in slow motion. Mike puts his finger right through it. Fearless Mike Charcosi will even put his entire hand directly through the super hot liquid metal. Watch.
Remember, the temperature of the metal is 1,600 degrees.
Cigarette.
Mike's hand is hot, but not injured.
Now, give me your cigarette. I'm dying for a smoke.
There's one final touch to the performance. Lighting a cigarette with the spilled molten metal. Amazingly, Mike's hand has not suffered in the slightest. Thank you, Mike. That was incredible.
And here's the man who wrote us, Mike Charcosi Jr., and here's the man he wrote about, his dad, Mike Charcosi Sr. Thanks for coming. Mr. Charcosi, how long have you been doing this?
Oh, about 46 years, ever since I was 16 years old.
At 16, you tried this?
Right. I started off in a foundry as an apprentice, and I seen my supervisor do this. And I figured if he can do it, I'll try it. So when he wasn't around, I tried it. I got more dareable. I kept doing it more often, and he caught me.
What'd he do?
Fired me.
What's the secret?
There is no secret, but like with me, I've done it so long, I know my metal. The metal has to be perfectly pure. I mean, there can't be no impurities in it.
If there are impurities in the molten metal, what would happen to your hand?
Well, all right, that impurity in that metal, if I don't clean it, and when I run my hand through it, it'll stick, just like tar or honey.
And burn it.
And it'll burn the flesh off.
Oof. Mike and Mike, thank you very much for being with us.
Oh, it was a pleasure.
When we come back, you'll see how the study of blood spatters on a wall helps solve a crime.
And we'll have an update on another incredible police procedure. Some weeks ago, we showed you this reconstruction of a murder victim's skull. Since that time, the victim has been identified. This looks like blood, but it isn't.
It's the liquid mixture used to simulate blood in motion pictures.
But it looks enough like real blood to have been used in a series of incredible experiments.
As a result of these experiments, a murder was uncovered and solved.
But this wasn't in the movies. It was the real thing.
At the Orlando, Florida coroner's office, blood spatter expert Judy Bunker.
When teaching this technique, we try to demonstrate what happens with blood, what happens when blood drops or falls. This is blood that is dropped from a 3-foot height. Directionality. When a person is bleeding and moving from one room to another, are they heading in a westerly direction? Are they standing still? What happens when a bloody object strikes a surface? You can move the table away and still come back, look at your vertical target, and put them back together like a picture puzzle. And we want to demonstrate a gunshot wound. What type of spatter effect do we expect to see? The spatter effect is of a much higher degree. This technique is utilized by many law enforcement agencies and medical examiners' offices in the interpretation of a scene, in the interpretation or reconstruction of circumstances involving bloodshed.
In November of 1970, this house was the scene of a violent death. Michelle Cooper, the woman who lived here, reported to the police that a man she knew had committed suicide in her bedroom. The Winter Park, Florida police carefully investigated the case. It was ruled a suicide and forgotten until the case was re-examined by Detective Neil Troutman.
Some six and a half years later, I was reviewing cases contained in our records division and happened to come across this particular case file. While reading it, I sensed that something just was not right.
Detective Troutman reopened the case and enlisted the help of Judy Bunker.
The original report indicated that Michelle Cooper had been asleep in an adjacent bed when the young man shot himself. After hearing the shot, she awoke to find him falling on the floor between the beds.
The victim was found with a gunshot wound in the right side of his head, which had exited out of the left side of his head, and the bullet then lodged in the pillow. It appeared from the photograph that the staining was continuous, which would indicate to me that the pillow had not been moved and was in this position at the moment bloodshed occurred. In one of the photographs, there was one item resting across the back of his head.
It was a telephone cord.
It was apparent to me that if the phone cord had been in this position or in this area, it would have been underneath the body, since as the body is rolling off of the bed, the phone cord would be trapped underneath his head. And when we were reconstructing this scene, we kept the phone cord in position to prove that when he went off of the bed and hit the stool and then the floor, he always trapped the cord underneath him. And certain stains we saw on the clothing did not match that one would expect to see with a gunshot. We felt that the phone was in the vicinity of the victim on the floor at the time, and when the phone was moved, the cord came in contact with the subject laying on the floor. This impression stains I felt was compatible with the phone cord. The stains seen on the opposite bed were consistent with a person bleeding and rolling off the bed, striking the footstool and then the floor. We were easily able to reconstruct these stains.
Using a live subject to recreate in exact detail the events of the supposed suicide, the investigators duplicated almost perfectly the patterns of blood spatter shown on the original police photographs.
So we felt certain then that he, in fact, did roll off the bed or was turned off the bed and impacted with the footstool and then the floor. After we placed our subject in position, the position we felt was most compatible with the stains, we asked the medical examiner, Dr. Hager, to place the gun in proper position, the trajectory necessary. And when this was accomplished, our subject was unable to reach his hand up and grab a hold of the revolver and fire it. So we knew then that only another person could have been holding on to the weapon when it was discharged. I subsequently brought this to the grand jury and presented it in photographic form so that they could understand it. And when they saw by photograph that it was physically impossible for this subject to shoot himself in this position on the bed, they then returned an indictment against her.
Actually, the case was scheduled for trial, but the defendant pled guilty that particular morning and never did actually go to trial.
What you saw may have seemed grisly, but it was effective in bringing murders to justice.
Some of you thought our story about the reconstruction of the human skull was equally gruesome, but it too has been instrumental in helping solve a crime.
Here's an update on that story. To refresh your memory, these are the details.
In the autumn of 1979, Dale Prinsick was grouse hunting in the woods of northern Wisconsin. Suddenly, he came upon 2 dead bodies, partially decomposed and completely unrecognizable.
In Marinette, Wisconsin, the local county seat, an investigation was begun by Chief Deputy Robert Coleman.
He was faced with a difficult problem. How do you identify a human body when there are no fingerprints and no witnesses to the murder?
The police looked for help from an unusual new source.
A unique method of identification was performed by medical artist Betty Gatliff and University of Oklahoma anthropology professor Dr. Clyde Snow. The technique is known as facial reconstruction.
With the skull of an unidentified person and a knowledge of their sex, race, and approximate age, the face of that person can be accurately recreated. It's a painstaking process that can take several days, but it has often been successful.
Dr. Snow offers his conclusions about the mysterious Wisconsin case.
My conclusions, and those of Professor Bennett, was that this is the skull of an adult female, probably somewhere in her upper 20s or up to about 40 years of age. 5'3" to 5'6", white, with probably a strong to moderate American Indian admixture.
I hope that they'll use all 3. I think they should print all 3. We need a profile.
In February of this year, photographs of the skull were published.
Since receiving the information from Betty Gatliff, we've released the photos to the press and have received several positive responses. We are very hopeful at this time that we are going to be able to identify her.
Several weeks ago, we showed you these pictures and asked if anyone could supply any information regarding the identity of this mysterious murder victim. Well, now there's more to the story.
A chain reaction triggered by the newspaper photograph of Betty Gatliff's startling recreation of the murdered woman brought a dramatic new development to this baffling mystery. The woman has been identified. Her name was Mary Bartels from Saginaw, Michigan. She was 29 years old and the mother of 2.
Now, with this new knowledge, Chief Deputy Robert Coleman and his men could, in time, apprehend the person who shot Mary Bartels and her daughter and close the case. And here's the Chief Deputy of Marinette County, Wisconsin, Robert Coleman. Bob, may I call you Bob? What were the actual steps which led to the identity of the murdered woman?
John, our department received information from a young man who was hospitalized in Marquette, Michigan. While there, he received a newspaper containing the photographs of the facial reconstruction.
We saw that newspaper picture, yeah.
He showed the photographs to several other patients at the hospital, and one of them thought that she recognized the woman as a former companion of hers from Bay City, Michigan.
Is that right?
We contacted the Bay City police, and they, being close to Saginaw, knew that Saginaw had 2 missings who closely resembled our victims. We contacted Saginaw, exchanged information, and ultimately identified our victims.
We'll be back in just a moment to pay our respects to a lady named Anna Jarvis and a flock of folk named Luke, who are branches of a most incredible family tree. Anna Jarvis was a feisty little woman whose perseverance paid off in 1914 when the Congress of the United States officially recognized what has become one of our favorite annual celebrations, Mother's Day. By a happy coincidence, we recently filmed this story of an American family who personify that sentimental holiday in an endearing and, yes, incredible manner. And it all begins with this chubby little toddler.
5-month-old Matthew Luke tied a world record just by being born. His mother, Kimberly, was justifiably proud. So was his father, Mr. Mark Luke. So were the other members of the Luke clan. Merrill and Gloria Miller, Matthew's maternal grandparents, Warren and Wilma Luke, Matthew's paternal grandparents, Dr. Ernest and Elsie Hoffer, Matthew's maternal great-grandparents, William and Sarah Schenkel, Matthew's paternal great-grandparents, John and Edith Miller, Matthew's other great-grandparents, along with Charles and Dorothy Luke, and Mabel Luke, Matthew's great-great-grandmother. Matthew has a record number of 15 ascendants, 5 generations in all. Recently, they posed for a group photograph.
Matthew and 89-year-old great-great-grandma Mabel were the guests of honor. Grandma Mabel hasn't seen Matthew since shortly after he was born. It's time for the photograph now.
I want you to wink again.
Wink again, one more time.
We know who we are from our roots. I know that on both sides, Kim's family and Mark's family, there are family trees that go back to the 1500s on both sides. For generations, we know who we are.
Great-great-grandmother Mabel Luke can still vividly recall her early homesteading days in Loretta, South Dakota. That time set the stage for the latest chapter of this truly incredible family.
We would like to extend our best wishes to the Luke family and to your families.
And to our families, we wish them a wonderful Mother's Day, and most especially to each of our own mothers and my grandmother.
Smoking. How many times have you tried to break that habit?
My name is Joey Winters. I'm 38 years old. I've come all the way from California to Baltimore to quit smoking. I've been smoking for 25 years, and I'm ready to quit. With the help of this cure and this doctor, I can throw away cigarettes forever.
The solution that I inject into the patients is a solution that I make from various known solutions. Solutions of vitamins, solutions of minerals, solution of procaine. You put them together, the right proportion, and that is what's injected.
In the weeks to come, we'll follow Dr. Neil Solomon's 5 cases of serious smokers who are trying a last-ditch cure. Will it work?
Next week, it'll be business as usual. The incredible business of risking life and limb to bring you what you've never seen before.
Dar Robinson is firing up his motorcycle to make an incredible jump over 30 vans. And what happens to him in midair is even more incredible.
We'll hear the mating call of that racy garden Romeo, the snail.
And you'll meet this fine young athlete. She's a track star, despite the fact that she is totally blind.
There's a revolutionary way to renovate your teeth and give you a Hollywood-type smile. You'll see.
And remember, if any of you have seen something incredible or do something incredible yourself, we'd like to hear from you.
Drop us a line at Post Office Box 25989, Los Angeles, zip code 90025, and please include your telephone number.
Thank you, and a special thanks to WDTN-TV in Dayton, Ohio, WRTV, Indianapolis, Indiana, and WLUK, Green Bay, Wisconsin, for their contributions to our program.
Thank you, everybody, and good night.
We'll look forward to seeing you soon. Good night.
That's my boy that said that.
Thursday night is loaded with laughs on ABC. Mork could wind up attached to a ball and chain when he helps a jailbird fly the coop on Mork and Mindy. Then Marcy goes to pieces when a beautiful blonde goes after her job on Benson. On Friday, the woman who knows the stars best, Hollywood columnist Rona Barrett, presents Bo Derek, Larry Hagman, Kenny Rogers, Christy McNichol, and their mothers in an exciting behind-the-scenes Mother's Day special, That's My Mom. Later, watch a hilarious romantic comedy. 6 singles seeking love pair their desires at a video dating service, the newest way to find a mate. Enjoy The Love Tape, starring Loretta Swit, Larry Wilcox, Mariette Hartley, and Martin Balsam. A world television premiere this Friday on ABC.
That's incredible.
Going on right now at McDonald's.
The hottest deals on the hottest wheels.
Super Slick.
Super Speedy.
Mattel Hot Wheels cars at McDonald's.
Right now at McDonald's.
Even as we speak.
Super Slick Hot Wheels cars for kids are a special low price.
A special low price.
With any food purchase.
At McDonald's.
I know you told me.
There's the Red Hot Corvette Stingray.
The Big Bad Baja Breaker.
Supercharged Sheriff Patrol car.
The fabulous Firebird Funny car.
Jeep CJ7.
And the long, the lean Landlord Dragster.
14 Hot Wheels cars in all.
A different one each day.
You're kidding.
I'm serious.
Hot Wheels are safety tested for children over 3.
That's us.
Hot Wheels at McDonald's.
One car per each food item purchased.
Since most McDonald's are independently owned,
prices may vary.
Tax not included.
Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels.
At a special low price.
While supplies last.
Only at participating McDonald's.
Hot Wheels.
McDonald's.
And you
be there.
Attention shoppers, we hope you don't mind the confusion in our health and beauty aids department, but we're adding a new department to our store to make Kmart your one-stop savings center. That's right. In a short while, you will be able to have your prescription filled by your Kmart pharmacist. In the future, remember Kmart when you need a prescription. Bring your prescriptions by and have them filled while you shop. Can you believe prescriptions filled at Kmart prices? And thank you for shopping at Kmart.
San Francisco police say that 9 persons have been arrested in a narcotics raid on the headquarters of the Grateful Dead, a widely popular singing group. 2 members of the group, Rod McKernan and Robert Weir, and their business manager, Danny Rifkin, have been booked on suspicion of possessing narcotics.
Man, it's a psych out. See the pleasure lovers who live it like it is, where it's at. Make the scene with the rebels, the hippies who think that flower power rules over everything and everybody. Psych out. Dick Clark presents the hallucinatory world of the flower children as they parade up and down the streets of San Francisco's Haight-Ashbury district. Psych Out was filmed entirely on location in hippie heaven. See the mind blowers in action. Watch the psychedelic dropouts as they psych out, psych out, psych out. You'll listen to the sound of green with the seeds in the strawberry alarm clock. Taste a moment of madness when you experience a psych out. With Susan Strasberg and Dean Stockwell in psychedelic color from American International. Psych Out.
Hey, good evening there, weirdos. Thank you for joining me on this part 5 of my 100 subscriber telethon, nighttime nonsense and nostalgia style. My live stream feed is a little glitchy today, but I'm going to let it go because this is an audio show, so we shouldn't have too much difficulty hearing what's going on. The lava lamp here may freeze on occasion, but pay that no mind. Please let me know in the comments if you are having trouble listening to stuff. I don't want to make this an unfun show, so let's start our evening off with a little bit of sunshine and a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and let's see what we get from this, people.
Life is a canvas, folks, on which we all can paint any old picture that we may. Why, there's the rich man, look at him, the poor man, the devil, the saint, and they're all painting pictures every day. Why, you know, some paint in colors of a wonderful hue, while others use colors of strife. But I want to tell you that every word, every thought, every little thing that we do goes down on our canvas of life. So come on, folks, and just dip your brush in the sunshine and keep on painting away. Oh, do it now. Make love a duty, and you're bound to find beauty wherever your eyes are going to stray. And life, it's going to seem worthwhile living. Oh, say, folks, skies, they'll never be gray. No, sir, if you just dip your brush in the sunshine. Sure to tell you, keep on painting away. Everybody, keep on painting away. Paint it, Benny, paint it. Oh, do it, Benny. Paint it blue, Benny. Sky blue, Benny. Paint those windowsills and let the little sunshine in. Oh, do it. Moxie. Painted red, Moxie. Painted red. Red hot. Red hot. That's it. Come on, everybody. Just dip your brush up in the sunshine. That's the place, folks. And keep on painting away. Do what I tell you now. Just keep on painting away. Yes, sir.
that's winding through the Everglades. Land where skies are always blue above, where each flower in its bower never fades. There I left the one I love. Soon I'm gonna leave all my cares behind, for I've made up my mind. Soon I'll wander down the Tamiami Trail, where it leads down to the sea. There is where the sun is shining daily. Every little feet sitting on a beach strumming on a ukulele. I'll build a 2x4 just for my baby and me. I mean a brand new bamboo bungalow without fail. Any wonder why I want to settle down? I'm gonna settle down on the Tamiami Trail. Land of romance where you see the pale blue moon shining every night from up above, where each day is sunny and it's always June. There I left the one I love, and I'm glad to let everybody know. There, yes, there is where I'm gonna go. Soon I'll wander down that Tamiami Trail, where it leads down to the sea. There is where the sun is shining daily. Every little feet sitting on a beach strumming on a ukulele. I'll build a 2x4 just for my baby and me. I mean a brand new bamboo bungalow without fail. Any wonder why I want to settle down? I'm gonna settle down on the Tamiami Trail.
Hey, welcome back. That is Tamiami Trail from 1926 and Gene Austin. Before that, we heard Lucky Boy from the Roger Wolf Kahn Orchestra in 1925. And of course, before that, Dip Your Brush in Sunshine. So while we're all sitting here together, I'd like to take a second to remind you that this is a telethon. And I will be on. After this show, I will start another live stream and continue with the final portion of this week's 100 subscriber telethon, in which I will be actually drawing the names from the popcorn bucket. So be sure to stay with me after the show and come back for the final portion of the telethon. It'll be fun.
They're wild and no angels. Their very name spreads terror. Their credo is violence. Their god, hate. And they call themselves the Wild Angels. These are today's real rebels, with a chip on their shoulder, a monkey on their back, and a hate for the world in their guts. Blues, leader of a wolf pack on wheels. Mike, too much in love to care what she does or with whom. Joint, the fuzz hater. Show him a badge and he sees red. Bull, swinging a cycle chain and lusting for action. American International presents Peter Fonda and Nancy Sinatra in The Wild Angels, in Panavision and color, with members of the Venice chapter of the Hells Angels. The Wild Angels is the most terrifying film of our time.
You worked too hard, you ate too much, the cheesecake made you greedy. Let your aching head and stomach hear this message from old Speedy. Alka-Seltzer, plop, plop, fizz, fizz, oh, what a relief it is. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz, oh, what a relief it is. Ah, those Speedy Alka-Seltzer bubbles burst into action to relieve your upset stomach and aching head fast. Use only as directed. Oh, what a relief it is. What a relief.
It's not always easy pulling yourself together in the morning. So if you found matching socks and made it out the door today, give yourself a little reward. Your breakfast is ready at McDonald's. Come on in and sit down with a steaming cup of our own specially brewed coffee, some fresh scrambled eggs, pure pork sausage, and crunchy McDonald's hash browns. We're right on your way, so come on in.
Nobody can do it
Your breakfast is ready at McDonald's.
like McDonald's can.
You're telling me, and boy, is it making me hungry. Also, the smell of dinner is just making me go crazy. And, man, I think I'm going to have to eat something here pretty soon. What about y'all? Now, remember, if you type the word drawing into the comments, then you are entered for the second most awesome drawing, because there's only a couple of names in there, and that one's an easy to win drawing. So yeah, while you listen to some more music here, I'm gonna see what's on the stove for dinner. So get it on.
There she is, that's what keeps me up at night. Oh gee whiz, that's why I can't eat a bite. Those flaming eyes, that flaming youth. Oh mister, oh sister, tell me the truth. Now ain't she sweet, see her coming down the street. I ask you confidentially, ain't she sweet? Ain't she nice? Look her over once or twice. I ask you confidentially, ain't she nice? Cast an eye in her direction. Oh me, oh my, ain't that perfection? I repeat, don't you think that's kinda neat? I ask you confidentially, ain't she sweet? Tell me where, have you seen one just like that? I declare, that sure is worth looking at. Oh boy, how sweet those lips must be. Oh, gaze on it, doggone it, answer me. Ain't she sweet? See her coming down the street. I ask you confidentially, ain't she sweet? Ain't she nice? Look her over once or twice. I ask you confidentially, ain't she nice? Just cast a little old eye in her direction. Oh me, oh my, ain't that perfection? I repeat, don't you think that's kinda neat? I ask you confidentially, ain't she sweet? Just cast an eye, why, in her direction. Oh me, oh my, ain't that perfection? I repeat, don't you think that's kind of neat? I ask you confidentially, ain't she sweet? There's a guy I'd like to kill. If he doesn't stop, I will. Got a ukulele and a voice that's loud and shrill. 'Cause he lives next door to me, and he keeps me up till 3 with his ukulele and a funny melody. Crazy words, crazy tune, all that you'll ever hear him croon. Bo-do-de-o, bo-do-do-de-o-do. Bo-do-do, sits around all night long, sings the same words to every song. Bo-do-de-o, bo-do-do-de-o-do. His ukulele daily, how he'll strum. Bum, 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 vampin' and stampin', then he hollers black bottom. Crazy words, crazy tunes, he'll be driving me crazy soon. Bo-do-de-o, bo-do-do-de-o-do. I have begged that guy to stop. I have even called a cop. Told my dog go stick him, but the darn dog wouldn't go. But tonight will be the end, yes sirree, 'cause I intend to go up and kick him in the bo-do-do-de-o-do. Crazy words, crazy tune, all that you'll ever hear him croon. Bo-do-de-o, bo-do-do-de-o-do. Bo-do-do, sits around all night long, sings the same words to every song. Bo-do-de-o, bo-do-do-de-o-do. He's got to stop it, yes he must, or I'll just kill him, I'll kill him. Then I'll do the black bottom when I'm jailed for my deed. To the jury and the judge I'll plead. Bo-do-de-o, bo-do-do-de-o-do. Everybody sings nowadays. Bo-do-de-o, bo-do-do-de-o-do. Bo-do-do. Every goof, every chic, soon as you can begin to shriek. Bo-do-de-o, bo-do-do-de-o-do. Go on the east side, the west side, here or there, everywhere they do-do, bo-do-do. Then they holler black bottom, young or old, old or young. The guy that started it should be hung. Bo-do-de-o, bo-do-do-de-o-do.
Hey, Miller, I lost my little pussycat. Will you help me find it?
Of course, of course, of course, of course. Come on, gang, let's call it. Here, pussy, 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 pussy. Where can you be? Here, pussy, 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 pussy. Come back to me. Here, pussy, 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 pussy. Where do you roam? Here, pussy, 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 pussy. Please come home.
Your cat? Look at this cat. Well, what about this? Well, is this your cat? Well, is this your cat?
My pussy has no stripes. Besides, it ain't ever smelled like that. Call my cat, boys, call my pussy.
Here, pussy, 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 pussy. Where can you be? Here, pussy, 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 pussy. Come back to me. Here, pussy, 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 pussy. Where do you roam? Here, pussy, 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 pussy. Please come home.
glimmer of the moonlight on Honolulu Bay. There's something tender in the moonlight on Honolulu Bay. And all the beaches are full of peaches who bring their youths along. And in the glimmer of the moonlight, they love to sing this song. If you like a ukulele lady, ukulele lady like you. If you like to linger where it's shady, ukulele lady linger too. If you kiss a ukulele lady, why you promise ever to be true. And she see another ukulele lady fooling around with you. Maybe she'll sigh, maybe she'll cry, maybe she'll find somebody else by and by to sing to when it's cool and shady, where the tricky wicky wacky woo. If you like a ukulele lady like you. She used to sing to me by moonlight on Honolulu Bay. Fond memories cling to me by moonlight, although I'm far away. Someday I'm going, her eyes are glowing, and lips are made to kiss. To see somebody in the moonlight and hear the song I miss. If you like a ukulele lady like you. If you like to linger where it's shady, ukulele lady linger too. If you kiss a ukulele lady, why you promise ever to be true. When she sees another ukulele lady fooling around with you. Maybe she'll sigh an awful lot, maybe she'll cry and maybe not. Maybe she'll find somebody else by and by to sing to it when it's cool and shady, where the tricky wicky wacky woo. If you like a ukulele lady like you like me, like I like you, and we both like the same. I'd like to say this very day, ukulele lady like you.
Hey there, from 1925, that's Frank Crummett, Ukulele Lady. Pussy, Pussy, Pussy from the Light Crust Doughboys. Crazy Words, Crazy Tune, again from Frank Crummett in 1927. And Ain't She Sweet from Gene Austin. You're going to have to forgive me just a little bit while I have a little bit of food. I'm right in the middle of ingesting some comida. Necesito comida para vivir. So, while we're doing this next set, I will be chowing down. But first, let's have a little word about the news from Kmart.
Attention shoppers, we hope you don't mind the confusion in our health and beauty aids department, but we're adding a new department to our store to make Kmart your one-stop saving center. That's right. In a short while, you will be able to have your prescription filled by your Kmart pharmacist. In the future, remember Kmart when you need a prescription. Bring your prescriptions by and have them filled while you shop. Can you believe prescriptions filled at Kmart prices? And thank you for shopping at Kmart.
Constipation can be a problem for anyone, even doctors. And when constipation occurs, it's interesting to see just what doctors consider important about a laxative they might use or recommend. Well, a majority of the doctors we heard from had this to say.
A laxative should be effective, gentle, close to natural acting. A medicine that can be used with complete confidence.
Now, X-Lax has been popular with many doctors and millions of people over the years because chocolated X-Lax is effective. Overnight, it helps you toward your normal regularity. X-Lax is so gentle, so close to natural acting, there's no upset, That's why many doctors and millions of people use X-Lax with complete confidence. X-Lax, the laxative that helps you toward your normal regularity, gently, overnight.
Sizzling steak or slice of pizza. 7-Up makes any food taste just great. That's a promise.
7-Up makes a difference.
As I'm swilling on a Coke, right? Isn't that advertisement for you? That's the reality, right? So I'm sitting here scarfing some dirty rice and beans and some roasted corn and some tortillas, and this is awesome stuff. I think I did a pretty good with dinner, other than burning the garlic toast because I was sitting here with y'all. But this is nighttime nonsense and nostalgia with crazy old weird bearded guy. Yo, Michael, you can call me. We are right toward the end of the 100 subscriber telethon. I got another subscriber or two while I napped this afternoon, and I'm real excited about that. So I am going to try to poke around on YouTube at some point here while we are in the next hour, which will be the final portion of our telethon after this broadcast. I'm having a little bit slow live stream going on here. If it doesn't pick up by the end of the show, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and start a new live stream anyway so that I can keep this show separate. So I will be back after this block of music. Please enjoy. No, really.
Good news, you're what I've waited for. I wasn't slated for good. Good news is welcome to me. Bad news is welcome to me. So, Mr. Good News, you're bound to do me good. Come right here to me, good news.
She is peaches, cream, and honey. Oh, gosh, how that girl can spend my money. Not too slow, not too fast, just the kind that'll last. Oh, boy, what a birdies go to sleep and the stars begin to peep. She says, what a night for spooning. When the silver moon up high, floating in a summer sky, she says, what a night for spooning. And if it starts to rain, cats and dogs, does she run away? Let it blow, let it snow, do you think she gives a good gosh darn? She just looks up at the sky, closes her two baby eyes and whispers, what a night for spooning.
What a night for spooning indeed. For spooning food into my face, that is. Before that, we heard Eddie Cantor, Oh Boy, What a Girl from 1925, the Ben Selvin Orchestra with Good News from 1927, and again from 1927, we heard Benny Moten, one of my favorites, with Loose Like a Goose.
Everybody knows it has to be Shasta flavor color out of sight. Yeah! Soda pop, chocolate, pineapple, vanilla, lemon and cherry cola. Everybody knows it has to be Shasta. It has to be Shasta, yeah! Cherry, lemon, pineapple, vanilla and chocolate, Shasta flavor color out of sight.
You get all your Shasta beverages at your nearest Stater Brothers Market.
Say,
Want a brand new breakfast idea? Then get the Betty Crocker cereal tray, the Betty Crocker cereal tray. Yes, indeed. Try the brand new cereal assortment with 10 individual packages in all. 4 Wheaties, 4 Cheerios, 2 Kicks. All top favorites and all extra fresh. Yes, it's fun to take your pick from Wheaties, Cheerios, and Kicks. Get the Betty Crocker cereal tray, the Betty Crocker cereal tray. Get that tray today.
This breaking news just in.
It's 20 minutes before 6. This is Marv Howard, KHJ 2020 News. An aircraft worker, reportedly under the influence of LSD, has been arrested following a car wreck in which a Playa del Rey woman and her 9-year-old daughter were hurt. Mrs. Ignacia Pena and Cynthia Marie Pena are both in fair condition. The suspect, 29-year-old Gene Preby, was slightly hurt and has been booked. He told hospital officials he had taken LSD, was still feeling its effects, and didn't recall the accident. The police report says he was going about 80 miles an hour on Manchester when he hit 2 cars. Officers found Preby at a nearby gas station, and he began a fight when the lawmen tried to get him back to the accident scene.
Wow, he began to fight. Well, isn't that always the case nowadays, huh? We are going to do this next block here. I do hope you enjoy it, because we're getting down to the last little bits of the show. And then it's on to the finale of the 100 subscriber telethon. And you know what? I got my guitar back here. Shh, don't tell anyone. Yeah, that'll be nice, won't it?
Water beneath a starry sky, and sailboats like dreamboats were slowly drifting by. We heard a banjo strumming and lazy voices humming. There was the moon on the water, it had a lovely charm. With your hand in my hand, your head against my arm, we sang a summer night song, a languorous and light song. And we sat and watched until the moon dipped under the rim of the sea. Your eyes were kind, the night was full of wonder and magic for me. There was the night on the water I never shall forget. The sailboats like dreamboats, I'm thinking of them yet. The world was far away there, we wanted so to stay there forever.
Baby cheeks and turned up nose and curly hair. I'm raving about my baby now. pretty little dimples here and dimples there. Don't want to live without her. I love her, goodness knows. I wrote a song about her, and here's the way it goes. Baby face, you've got the cutest little baby face. There's not another one who'd take your place. Baby face, my poor heart is jumping. You sure have started something. Baby face, I'm up in heaven when I'm in your fond embrace. I didn't need a shove, so I just fell in love with your pretty baby face. You were just a baby, that's not so long ago. You must have been the cutest thing. And I can picture you at every baby show, just winning every ribbon. Your sweet baby ways, say honest, I ain't fibbing. You win 'em all today with that little baby face. You got the cutest little baby face. There's not another one who could take your place. Baby face, my poor heart is jumping. You have started something with that baby face. I'm up in heaven and I'm in your fond embrace. I didn't need a show, but I just naturally fell in love with your pretty baby face. Now, baby face, I used to always call you baby face. And I dolled you up in prettiest baby lace, you remember? Baby face. Why, I never even tarried. But after we were married, oh, baby face, it's asking alimony. And it's a funny case. Since she got the ring, I call her everything. Well, that is everything. But baby face. Baby face. You sure look pretty with that baby face. You'd win the beauty prize in any race. Baby face. You must be athletic. Or is it just cosmetic? Baby face. At any baby show, you'd surely take first place. But at the break of dawn, with all the makeup gone, oh boy, what a face.
There's one thing that a woman can't live without, and that's a man. There's one thing keeps a woman always in doubt, and that's a man. I'm no exception to the rule. I know they say that I'm a fool, but there's one thing that I'm simply crazy about, and that's a man. He's not good looking, not handsome or tall. I couldn't tell you how he made me fall. There's nothing to him, but still and all, he's a good man to have around. He's not a stepper, he can't even waltz. In conversation he stammers and halts. Poor little sweet man, with all his faults, he's a good man to have around. Sometimes I fly off my lid. Go this minute, I shout. But if he did, I would die without him. He's not exactly my idea of the perfect lover from heaven above. But what's the difference? The man you love is a good man to have around. or if I live. But he knows how to make me forgive him. Bought a revolver, I don't mean for fun. I ought to shoot him for the things that he's done. Can't pull the trigger, the son of a gun. He's a good man to have around.
Well, wasn't that special? From 1925, that was Mi Niña by the Knickerbockers. And from 1929, we heard He's a Good Man to Have by Lee Morris. Babyface from Whispering Jack Smith in 1926. And we started the block off with A Night on the Water from the Hollywood Dance Orchestra. Well, weirdos, that is going to about wrap it up for me this evening. That's going to do tonight's version of my 100 subscriber telethon here on Nighttime Nonsense and Nostalgia. I do hope that you will tune in again after the show. I am going to start a new feed and come back at you with the finale of my 100 subscriber telethon. And let's see what kind of weirdness we can pack into that last couple of hours. All right, people, you have a great night. As usual, be kind, peace, love, and, my favorite of all things, people, stay weird. Right? Love you. See you back in a few minutes.
At McDonald's, we do it all for you. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Well, Fish and I did not agree. Then McDonald's opened my eyes for me. Each bite of that Filet-O-Fish is tasty and delicious. That warm bun tempts and teases me. That fried outside, it pleases me. It's tender, flaky, and light inside. And ooh, it keeps me satisfied. I dig that tasty dish. McDonald's Filet-O-Fish. Inspected so there is no doubt. It's top grade fish inside and out. No fish except the very best could ever pass McDonald's test. I didn't know that fish could be so good. Filet-O-Fish tastes like fish should. And I'm hooked on Filet-O-Fish. McDonald's Filet-O-Fish at McDonald's. We do it all for you. Well, I'm a digging on Filet-O-Fish. Yeah, we do it all.